I'm getting chapstick. Give me 2 seconds. Ah! It's so dry. Everything's dry. It's incredibly dry. It's just dry everywhere. I hate it. There's not a, like, water anywhere. Ever. Anywhere. Anywhere. Not enough liquid. We need more liquid. Oh, ah! Oh. Hello. Hello, let's see. I saw Fatoris up there. Hello, welcome. Neko, hello. Rex, welcome, welcome, welcome. And Metal Gear, welcome. And Sith, hello, hello, hello. I will drink the water. The water. I'm trying to drink water. I'm trying. Sith, thank you for the resub. Thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for your daily eggs. I'm so sad with this cold weather. I mean, like, the girls haven't been laying as much to begin with, but then, like, if I miss them, if I don't go out all the time, they freeze. The eggs, they freeze and then they crack and they get gross. You can't eat a frozen egg. You can't eat a frozen egg, guys. Can you blame them? No, I don't want to go outside either. I don't wanna. I don't want this cold anymore. I don't want it. I'm done with it. I'm done with this cold. I'm cold right now. I'm just cold. Hold on. I'm gonna grab my blanket. I'm a cold chicken. I have a heated blanket. I have a heated blanket with a beep beep button on it. It makes it go warm. Not built for this. I'm not built for this. I'm built for moderate cold. I'm not built for extreme temperatures. Deep fry the frozen eggs. That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a way to blow up my kitchen. You can have the heat wave. What are you guys sitting at temp wise? What are you sitting at? I'm gonna guess it's like, what is the hot temperature in Celsius? 30? Is that hot? That's hot in Celsius, right? 40. Wow, that's really hot. Hold on, let me convert to burgers quick. 40, and that's gotta be close to 100. 40 degrees Celsius. That's gonna be close to 100, if not over. I'm looking, it's loading. 104. Disgusting. Disgusting. I used to live on the south side of Arizona, so I know what those temps feel like, and they're not nice. I don't like those either. I don't like that. Although I think I would I don't know. I used to prefer that to this, what we have now, but I also like fall out a lot easier now because of heat than I used to. I need to move to, like, what's the place with a middling temperature? 5.556 C here. That's very cold. That's still warmer than me. What am I? Hold on, let me look at it. Hold on. I'll let you guys know. Let's see if it's hold on. Here it is negative 16.6667 degrees Celsius right now. That is not with the wind chill. That is sit outside in the dead air temps I have right now. With the wind chill. Hold on, was it with the wind chill? Hold on. With the wind chill, it is negative 26 degrees Celsius. In case anyone's wondering, where I am perpetually cold, dude. I could not warm up today no matter what I did. I had hot tea. I took a shower. I had blankies. Celsius. You can no. We got some non-burgers in the chat, so I thought I would share with them my temperatures. Blast me. You know, Neko, if we combine your hot wind with my cold wind, we will have a normal wind. Right? They'll offset. We'll have normal. We'll have livable temperatures. We will have nice weather. Wait, where's my water? I'm suffering. I'm suffering. By the way, thank you, Commissar, for the 15 stream streak. It's an acceptable trade, yeah. All right, so we're gonna work on Elise a little bit more here. I was saying I thought it'd be fun. I'm having fun. I was gonna work on this. I was gonna work on this more, and then I just didn't. It's been a very cold, busy, upsetting couple of days. The cold is, I mean, like, the cold itself is wiping me out, but I'm also getting, like, stressed. Wait, what direction do I have the light coming from? Behind her. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I've been stressed about the chickens. I've been so stressed about the chickens, dude. Chickens are pretty resilient to cold, but, like, anything below, like, -10 is, like, really too much for them. They're not built for that much. So, like, I've really been, wow, great job. I've really been stressed about them, like, being okay. And they're doing a lot better than I thought they were going to. So, they're okay. We do, unfortunately, have some, like, frostbite issues. But it's one of those, like, it is what it is kind of situations, unfortunately. I did my best. They had a blocked off coop, so it wasn't like there's a wind issue, but it's just when those temperatures get that cold, there's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? You lock someone in a freezer, even though there's no wind, they're gonna get cold. You know, they get cold. So it is a bummer. It's not as bad as I was worried it was gonna be. I was really worried about Peck because she's got a big comb. It's a big comb and it's flappy. So I was really worried that her comb was, and she did get some frostbite, but it doesn't look like anything went necrotic. It looks like some of the blood pulled away for a bit, but it looks like it's healing. I don't want to touch it too much and hurt her. Because frostbite is incredibly painful. So I don't want to mess with it and then, like, cause her a bunch of pain. Were they huddled? No, I did not get a huddle puddle. No, they're kind of stupid. No, they're all spread out because I only let them out of the actual coop, the little coop, if it was above freezing and if the wind was coming from a certain direction. There was one point, though, where they, like, I knew they were cold because they were all standing around with 1 foot up, which means their feet are cold, right? They're trying to warm their feet up. And they would not go back into the coop. I'm like, you idiots, please. I had to shoo them back in there. I had to, like, chase them. And then I had to trick them with treats. And then they were mad because they realized I lied and I didn't actually have treats. Chickens will yell at you. There's a reason why men that get yelled at a lot are called henpecked. Because they do be doing some henpecking, you know what I'm saying? They be doing some pecking. I am henpecked from my actual hens. Alright, I think these shadows are okay. Packing order, packing order! These shadows are okay. I think we're going to do her face now. Trying to add a little bit more color. She's pale. I'd originally wanted her to have, like, tanner skin, but then I saw that meme of it's a Family Guy meme, and it's like it's like Peter, it's like Peter Griffin in a car, and then it's like anime characters, and then like hair color and skin color, and then it was like dark skin with with white hair, and it was like, okay, you're good to go, and I was like, oh. But it's okay, because there's actually artwork. It's in the thing behind me. There, that one behind me. Over here, that one. She actually has darker skin there. Because originally, that was like 2 years ago I drew that. Originally, she was supposed to have darker skin, but I ended up just giving her pale skin. So she looks like a vampire, which is neat. That's great for me, because she's not a vampire. She can eat garlic. She can consume the garlic. Not a vampire. Oh my god. There we go. I can do this. The pecking order. I have a lot of bird, I have a lot of bird motifs everywhere. Not just in the story. I mean, I have a lot of bird motifs in the story, but there's like just everywhere. I'm a chicken. I am a bird motif. I feel like there needs to be more shadows on her faces. I guess like overall there'd be a shadow, but we'll do that on a different layer. We're just doing like base layers, basic layers. Guys, if you're doing digital art, if you're one of those people that want to do digital art, like never underestimate the blend layers, dude. They make it so much easier, and it's like, why fight against something that you have? Layers are life-changing. I still like doing it. So like once I get like the basic layers, if I'm doing like rendering, I'll compress it to one layer. So whenever you guys see me like actually painting, like I'm on one layer. But when I'm doing like this kind of stuff, it's, ooh, that's not what I want. It's all blending layers. Blending styles. Doot. We're just kind of, speaking of blending, I'm blending the shadows a little bit. Ogres have layers. Yes, like an onion. So when you're blending, when you're using the blend tool, right now I'm using the blur. I'm using the blur tool. When you see like a piece of artwork on the internet and you're like, damn, that looks good. That looks so good. Why? You don't know. You're looking at it, you're like, I don't know. That is because, part of the reason is because they use the blend tool properly. Because a lot of new artists will take they'll have like 2 lines, right? Here, I'll show you. Let me do it on a different layer. Okay. So they have like one color, and then they'll have like their shadow next to it, right? And then they'll just take the blend tool and they'll go, but they'll do that everywhere. Every shadow looks like that. Everything, and that's not what you want. You want, if it's a big round form, like a thigh, right? Then you want to have this. But if it's like a cast shadow from like from her piece of armor, like something right here, where it's like a really intense light and it's making like a shadow shape, you just want to have like a little blur. So it looks like it's blending, right? It's not a harsh line like something just got painted on top. But, and then when you have those different variations, that's when things start to look like really 3D. That's when things really start to pop. So you just have to pay attention. It's one of those things where like you have to feel it out. So for example, like right here, this is a rounded form, so I'm blending it a lot more here. But right here, the light's gonna be a little strong, like the shadow's gonna be a little stronger because now we're kind of going into that leg crease. Same thing here. The thigh here is thicker and rounder, so we blurred it out a bit more. But now we're getting more of a cast shadow here from her other legs. So we're not blending the shadow as much. So here it's rounded. And then here, like here too, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm blending a layer that's not even a layer. So like here it's more rounded, so we'll blend it out more, but right here we won't. I'll blend it a tiny tad just so it's not a harsh line, just like right here. But like this is gonna get way more blended. This too is gonna get more blended. But then here, because the light's getting like cut off, we're not gonna go as sharp or as like soft. Here it's the holster is blocking the light. There's a sharp line, so we're not gonna do quite as an intense blend. Now here it's like the shadow's starting to wrap around her leg a little bit, so we're gonna do a little bit more of an intense blend, if that makes sense. Here we're having a cast shadow from the blade handle. What do you call that? A handle, I guess. So we're not gonna do an intense shadow, but here it's rounded, so we're going to blend that out more. Hilt, yeah, hilt, thank you, oh my god. So it's just one of those things where like you have to, a lot of it's instinct and just training yourself to kind of pick up on that kind of stuff. It's one of those things where like, see, so like the form is round, so I'm blending it out more because her arm is round. It's just one of those things you have to think about. And I think that's a very crucial step that a lot of people miss when they're trying to learn art is they totally skip like the skill of observation. They don't they don't observe the way shadows fall in something, or the way like if you took all the color out of a picture, out of an image you're looking at, like how would the lines be made? You know, stuff like that. People don't really look at that. They just are like, I want to draw this thing. How come when I draw this thing, it don't look like this thing? Well, you didn't take the time to observe it. And, you know, I don't blame people. I don't blame people for like not picking up on that, because like I don't really see a lot of artists talking about that, to be honest. I'm trying to think, even in school we never really touched on it. We did still lives, which is basically that's you training your eye to do that without thinking about it. But my teacher never went like, okay, this is why we're doing it. They were just like, here's a still life, still the life. You know, they were never like, why? And it's really just to train that power of observation. Let me think here. I feel like there should be more shadows that I'm missing. But I also think the plan is to do 3 layers of shadows, so. See, so this is more round, so we're gonna wrap it. It's just a way to like wrap it around, essentially. Okay, we're gonna do another layer of shadows, which this one, actually, we're gonna bring this down because it was at 100%. We don't need it to be at 100%. We need it to be at like 60%. So now, you see, you can be like, a beep, a beep, a beep, a beep. What is this? Oh, that's her face. I remember having to draw a bowl of fruit in high school art class. Yeah, so that was still life. So that was your teacher trying to train you to observe what you're looking at and turn it into like a 2D flat thing. But I don't think a lot of art teachers really explain what that means. They're like, okay, here's your thing. Or draw the thing. They don't go like, oh, this is the... Which I guess a lot of like art classes are like at a high school level, so I don't know if that's something that's really covered. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Because it's something, I mean, I did tons of still lifes in school, but it was something that clicked in my head, not in class. I think I was looking at, I think I was reading a manga, and then I was like looking at how the artist drew like household objects, and then I realized that like people and things are just made up of lines, and then as an artist you just have to kind of figure out how to translate that. Hello, Paladin. You have to you basically have to be able to like strip away the color and stuff from something you're looking at. Trying to make this area darker because it's probably going to be the darkest point in the entire piece. You speak the language of drawing. I do, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. All right, we're going to do this. This is hard. I feel like I can't really see it. Like seeing them down to their basic shapes. Kind of. I don't go that far, and maybe that's part of my issue. Maybe I should. I always like break it into lines. So like if I'm drawing something from a reference, which you should be drawing everything from a reference. Let me think of an example. I'm trying to think of an example. I always look at how lines reference each other. So if I'm trying to draw something complicated like a car and I'm using a reference, right? Hold on, let me get rid of some of the color here so we can draw on top of it. If I'm drawing a car, or if I'm drawing, like, let's say the keyboard on my thing, on my desk here. Like, I'm not looking at like, oh, it's a rectangle, you know, and then all the blah buttons are blah, blah, blah. No. What I'm doing in my head is I'm looking at that very bottom line, and then I see that it kind of curves up, which I guess is like the shape, but then I'm like looking at the angle of that line, and then I see it's straight up, and then we have lines come back down, but it's like it's curvier than that, so I gotta adjust that, you know. So I don't know if I really look at form per se as much as like the actual lines of it and how they interact with each other. This isn't a good drawing of the keyboard, obviously. And then, you know, you just go through and fill everything else out. But yeah, so it's just, it's realizing, you know, and that's the thing, right? Because I was drawing it like this. And then I realized that those lines are curvier on the keyboard than they are in my drawing. So that's the observation right there. Because I noticed that and I didn't just push through and keep going with the drawing. Take a picture, then turn it upside down and draw that. It makes you look at what you see rather than what you expect to see, if you can understand. Yeah. That's a pretty common exercise for beginning artists. It's also helpful if you're one of those people that have like a perfectionist mentality. And like things have to look exact, and you can't break it, and like things have to look exactly like how you think they look, and it's kind of making you a crazy person. That's a good exercise to do to kind of like untrain your brain from that thought process. Because unless you're going for a hyper realism, like your stuff doesn't have to look exactly like what you're drawing. Unless you're, like I said, like unless that's like your absolute goal. But most people don't do hyper realism. And if you're doing hyper realism, then you got some other stuff going on. You know, you got some other mental health issues. No, I'm just kidding. You have some other mental health issues going on. Right now, I'm just trying to make depth everywhere. Girly Pop here, got a lot of similar colors. So it's hard to pull them all apart. Picking all the fights. Yeah, I actually don't have. I really hate like the Facebook reels and stuff you see nowadays, because you'll see like it's always some like really pretty lady working on the hyper realistic drawing, but like she's always coloring over stuff that's already been drawn. Like she's not drawing anything new. She's just like filling in someplace that's already been filled in. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. At first, you know, back in my day, I was like, did someone else draw this and you didn't really draw it? And now I'm like, is this AI generated? Because you can AI generate women pretty easily. So like, what's stopping you from AI generating just a woman to draw over the top of an AI generated hyper realistic quote unquote drawing? You know, nothing's stopping you. How do we not, you know, how do we know? I'm always suspicious of the hyper-realism. I'm not saying people can't draw it. They can, absolutely. There's some incredibly talented people. But, it's also something that does really well on social media. People go, oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god. That's so realistic. And it's just like a photo with a couple Photoshop filters slapped on top, and then some lady with a half-used charcoal pencil going, It's suspicious. It's very suspicious. Alright, let's zoom out. We got this one too. She looks so like... What does she look? Chat, what does she look like? Squishable? Does she look squishable, chat? Yeah, but it's realistic. Is it realistic? Is it though? I feel like she looks squishable. Squishable war criminal. I was reading about Napoleonic warfare today. That was my homework I gave myself for Skiff. It doesn't take place during the Napoleonic Wars, so it's not like a historical fiction, but it's inspode. I'm trying to have my world grounded in something instead of it just letting it go off and be 19 different things. So the inspo is the Napoleonic Wars. So I'm trying to like look at their tactics and how, like, what equipment they used and things like that. Because like I said last time we were drawing Elise, she's an outlier. She has like hell of a lot more technology than even like a modern soldier probably, in like a magical way. She's a massive outlier. Massive. And that's intentional. But a standard soldier would be more like a Napoleonic type musket man with the wool jacket kind of vibe. Not quite in design, but like that kind of idea. Napoleonic warfare. Let's all line up and face each other and then take turns shooting at each other. Well, I found out, and again, I read like 6 pages of this book, so don't quote me on anything, but apparently a lot of Napoleonic era battles were actually won by skirmishers and not musket lines, is what this book seemed to say in the first 6 pages. I didn't get very far. It was very information heavy, like Sharp's rifles. Yeah, we're like so they had like snipers and stuff, and then they had a unit called a hunter or a ranger, which I thought was cool. And then they had, we fart in here. Hell yeah, look at this big fort. Sorry, I'm an adult. They had a unit called Vultures, which I guess they were supposed to ride in on cavalry and like jump into like the enemy's light infantry, because then they wouldn't be tired, because they didn't march into the battle, right? They didn't march, they rode cavalry. But I apparently, which I thought was so cool, I was like, heck yeah, I'm stealing that. Apparently that didn't like last very long though. Because apparently it's hard to like consistently field 100 men on the backs of horses for a charge or something. I'm not sure. I only got 6 pages in. You're an adult, you can admit that farts are funny sometimes. Farts are inherently funny. Big fart hours. But yeah, I thought the Vultures were super cool, so I'm gonna steal that. Even if they didn't really do what they said they did, and very often. Fun fact, the US never fielded actual... Okay, what is... Okay. Like I said, I only got 6 pages in the... What is a quote-unquote shock cavalry? That's not... That makes it different than a normal cavalry. Because I know they don't have stun batons. When you hit them with a sword or a lance. Oh, like when they just do a charge? When they do that charge! Yeah. Oh, I just assumed that was like a regular cavalry thing. Did they not all do that? I thought a cavalry charge was like the thing. Some cav is like cav harass. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so the big guys were the shot cavalry. Okay, I see, I understand. I'm tracking now. All right, we need to add more shadow to this bit. No, we're gonna add it to this bit. US was big into mounted rifles, but not actual shot. Okay. So the mounted rifles would be like light cavalry, right? Rough Riders. I also found out the Napoleonic Wars were like super close to the American Revolution. I did not know that either. For some reason, I thought they were like hundreds of years beforehand. I clearly don't understand how time works. Obviously. You ride and either shoot from horseback or dismount and shoot. Ah, okay. Oh my god, I can't draw a line. Let's zoom out. It looks a lot better when you add the overall shadow. Probably because you got some highlights. Maybe we should add some highlights to this Wayman. Cavalry is super interesting. Like as a horse girl, I kind of by default like the cavalry. As one would imagine. But I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I used to be a huge, like, I used to be super into history. I don't know what happened. Like, war history. But I think I got more obsessed with, like, World War II, World War I. I got really, when, what was that movie? War Horse came out. Oh my god, that had me in a death grip. Because I needed to know everything about the war horses from World War I. But I never really did a lot of like nerding out over the other wars. There's a Polish knight called Józef Menek who rode out to fight the Germans in World War II in his armor, and Germans thought he was crazy and ignored him. Did he take people out though? Or did he just kind of be like, was he just like the weirdo? She's a horse. Secretariat has her own original Uma Musume. Secretariat was a man. He was a man, first of all. But does Secretariat have an Uma Musume? Oh, that doesn't look good. Hold on. I just don't like the way that looks, though. There you go. There you go. That looks better. He's a weird little guy. He's a weird little guy. He wants to stick with her armor plating. What's her armor made out of? Magic metal. Magical metal. Metal made of magic. You can just tell that she's got a lot more funding behind her. You know what I mean? A lot more money went into her equipment. Funding. What does that mean, Joseph? What does that mean? I need an explanation now. What does that mean? What are you implying, sir? Well, I would like to know, so I asked. Do you guys want to take bets on how long it takes before Rev gets here? Wait, no, this probably should have some shadow. You just have that overlappy dappy shadow nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Lappy dappy. Over lappy dappy. Beep beep beep. Beep beep boo. Beep 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 beep. Alright, and then let's turn this on. I think okay, well, let's do a round of highlights just because I'm getting my brain dead. It's gonna be a little belligerent, but just stay with me. Unfortunately, we have to highlight her as I'm sorry, it's not my fault that's where the light goes. Everything the light touches is yours, Simba. I can see Caesar calling it the ah. It's coming from behind. It's from behind. Oh my god, okay, it's from behind. If I just repeat it to myself, eventually I'll remember that the light source is from behind her. Oh, thanks, Sith. I really appreciate that. So is her expression here meant to be an exhale or a curious What do you think it is, Joey? What do you think it is? I'm curious. Sith, stop it. Stop. Guys, don't lewd my war criminal, okay? That's messed up, dude. She seems weary. It's supposed to be like okay, what did we call it? We called it a POV. You tripped over a crate and now now the war criminal attached to your unit is looking over at you and seems slightly concerned or something like that. That's what we were calling it. That's the story behind it. You can't miss attachment. Damn it, stop it. Stop it, Sid. Oh my god, you guys. I'm gonna start shooting you guys with the squirt gun. I'm gonna get the squirt gun. If I ever get this written out and you guys actually read it, y'all are gonna feel very bad. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all are gonna feel very guilty. A bunch of guilty consciences in the chat. You guys are mean. Mean to my little war criminal. Guys, what do you think her... You know what? Oh, daddy issues Antrim. Oh, no. What if buy one, get one free? So this is what is that noise? Oh, it's the dumbass. Yes, exactly. There you go. That's a good way to write it. Okay, guys. I need your opinions because this is something I've been thinking about probably for a year and a half, and I haven't really been able to drill down on an answer. So I'm just curious what you guys think. What do you think her favorite color is? This has been mulling it over in my head for a very long time. I still have not been able to land. So I'm just curious on what you guys think it is. Gold. Okay, okay, okay. Black. Is it blue and white or is it black and gold? Aquamarine. Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good color. That's very specific. Aquamarine. Magenta, royal purple. Okay, Ammonia, why magenta? Do you have a reason? I'm curious. That's a very girly color. No, what happened? There you go. Now we're getting some highlights, which makes the low lights, quote unquote, shadows. That's not the right way to say that, which makes the shadows look darker. She can be a little girl. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, as a treat, yeah. A little girly war criminal. I've also been trying to figure out her favorite food. And I've also been trying to figure out if she prefers coffee or tea. I've been going back and forth on it because I feel like she looks like a tea girl. But for some reason, I keep wondering if maybe she likes coffee. See, this is the stuff I agonize about. You guys agonize about knives. I'm trying to figure out if she likes coffee or tea. Fresh apples? Ooh, that's a good one. No, that's too much. Boiled Gatorade? I don't think boiled Gatorade. Fresh apples would be a rare treat in a war. That's true. That's true. Actually, a fresh apple sounds like a treat right now, if I'm being completely honest. She drinks it raw, yeah. Raw Gatorade, no boil. Because it's a bright color and some she usually can't wear with her dark uniform. That makes sense. That makes sense. I was torn between, and these are, see, this is lame, red or white. And red is a story reason because the other character wears a red scarf. So then it would be like attributed to that. And then I was thinking white because she doesn't actually like any colors, but white feels like blank and like a new beginning kind of thing. So that was my thought. Plus, chomping on a brightly colored fruit like that makes it does. Actually, I should write that down. Hold on. Let me find my little, where are my little pads of paper? There you are, trying to hide from me. Trying to hide. I've been trying to find more like casual ways to like doodle the characters so that I can like post more about them. And the apple is a good one. That's good. I don't know if I really need a highlight here. I feel like I do just for the sake of breaking up this, but I don't want it to be shiny. I don't want it to make the leather look shiny. Since it's backlight, it would be on her back. Gotta fix that butt. All right. Let's see, and then there'd be on her knuckles, there would be light. She got them punching gloves. And with apples, you can also draw it, giving that thang to some premium. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Wait, let me write down here. Okay, wait. Hold on. Premium knife action on that thang. I know he is on fire. These are good visuals. It's good. It's good stuff. This is good. My brain's always like, oh, I have this cool idea for a fight scene with monsters and there's like dynamic poses and there's action, and I'm like, I'm completely overwhelmed and I'll never be able to draw this. I'm on fire. Get the water. Joey's trying to be on fire so that he can warm up. I'm also freezing. I'm dying. I'm cold. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm gonna crash out. Just add more rocks and explosions. That has been the joke. That joke has lived on for half a decade. A half a decade. I hate that that's been that long. All right, let's... It's a funny bit. Let's add a little bit of like bounce light here just because I want these to pop a little bit. Not because there probably would be any light, but that's okay. We're bending the rules. It's okay. For like months of COVID. It's true. It's true. Sometimes I think about going back and like reworking some of those pieces now that I just have leveled up skill-wise. But I also feel bad doing that, like, because if I did that to a commission, I would give the updated one to the person that commissioned me, right? But then I'd feel worried that people would be like, oh, you didn't like it? You didn't like it? You had to redo it? And I don't want to give off that impression, so I don't do it. But it's crossed my mind before. All right. Okay, we have some light on the Wayman. So we go bonk. Right? That's looking good, right? I mean, we're gonna tone some stuff down, but I think it's looking good. Now, let's see. Her armor is supposed to be more matte and not actually shiny. So we're actually going to do one of these numbers and try to smooth this out because I don't want it to look shiny. I just want to look like the light is hitting it, but it's like not reflecting off briskly. Because why have black armor if it's not matte? You know what I mean? Matte black armor is the only way. I don't care if it doesn't fit the time frame. I'm having matte black armor. Magic. Get over it. The armor must be matte. Oh, no. Her booty don't gotta be matte, though. Just the armor. It's magic. I ain't gotta... Exactly. Look. Exactly. Black makes you look slim. Yeah. Well, and Elise is kind of on the smaller side to begin with. She's not large. I do have a character... And she is one of my favorite characters, guys. But she's a muscle mommy. I ended up making like a big old muscle mommy. And she's actually one of my favorite characters. I was thinking about drawing her next. Alright, so this part will be like this, straight, because her name is Jessica. Yes. Everyone, for short, her name is Jess. She is... big. She's like the second tallest person in the unit. And she got muscles. She had big muscles. She's not like freakishly large, but I will say I got inspo for her from Dorio from Cyberpunk. She's not that massive. She's not super crazy massive, but she is big. She is muscle. She is mommy. Also, people call her mom. Behind her back. So, yes. I was thinking about drawing her next. I had to nail down her design a bit more. I have, like, everyone's, like, uniforms figured out. But, like, their actual, like, how they wear their hair. And if they have scars. And what color are their eyes. Like, I had to nail that down a little bit more than what I had. But now I have it. She's blonde. She normally keeps her hair in a ponytail, but it's like a short ponytail. She is the medic of... Did I say that? She's the medic of the squad. But she's like also very strong in her own accord. Because one of the joke-to-mech powers someone can have is called ale binding. Which means that they can produce little strings of energy and stuff. So like Elise makes shields, right? That can block energy and weapons and stuff. But alebinders can make like little strings. If that makes sense, like ropes type vibes. But a really, really, really skilled alebinder can actually have enough finesse that they can actually stitch people's wounds closed temporarily. So that is Jessica's role. So she can fight with them. You can still fight with them, but she is skilled enough that she can actually stitch someone's wounds closed with energy, which I think is super neat. But she's also like the big sister of the group, so. All right, let's zoom out a little bit and see how the... Yeah! Look, her butt looks round now. We love that for us. We love that for us. Why do I feel like everyone wanted to add as soon as I started talking about Muslim Mommy? Thick. Yeah, she's thick. Got that round buttuckus. Booty is round. All right, let's do this bit. And then we got Matt. Matt. Light still hits it, but it doesn't bounce off like normal. Matt. Yeah, so there's Jessica. And then I'm trying to think of who else. I'm trying to think of... I didn't go too hard. I did have a couple tropes. I try not to go too crazy into the tropes. I do like me some tropes sometimes. So I don't, you know, I have a couple tropes as a treat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then, let's see. Do you guys want to hear about the guys or the girls? I will drink. Thank you. I'll drink the water. I have consumed the water. Guys for now, take a guess. Well, if I had to guess, Sis said guys, so... Apparently it's guys. The shade's looking really good. Then when Rev gets here, we can hear about the girl. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna save and then stretch. Oh my god, my back just did a big old pop. Pop. Okay, alright, so the other character we were drawing the other day, and he's actually in the piece of artwork by my shoulder. His name's Max. He's the main character. He's the main character that you see most of the story through his, like, experiences. Kissy. I'm trying to figure out what trope would be these. He's like the good guy. He's like I don't want to say he's like the everyman. He's not really an everyman. He's like the... What is his thing? He's like... I mean, he's a main character, but he's not like the whiny main character protagonist. You know, recreator shit. He is able to... He's the leader of Elysium Skiff, so he's got some leadership qualities, you know what I'm saying? And then he also... He can be very stern and serious, and he's willing to risk his life for his people. You know, he's just like a good guy. He's just a good guy. He messes up. He messes up a lot. It happens. He's not perfect. But then he takes responsibility. He's a guy that takes responsibility. That's Max. I will drink water. He's not like other guys. As we were trying to explain him to you guys without... I'm like, he's a dude. He's a dude who's a guy. He's a guy who's a dude. Not like other guys, I'm stupid. Max grew up... Okay, so all of Skiff grew up in the slums, very poor, very downtrodden. And basically what happened when war broke out, because Elysium Skiff was like a gang. Like a gang. Like steal things and sell them on black market gang. They weren't like quote unquote good guys. But they all had illegal Drog-to-Mech enhancements, a la type cyberpunk Ripperdoc kind of vibes, right? And the government like knew about them, but these gangs were also diving into the coils and getting valuable materials out, and the government was buying it, you know, like a shady thing. And they're like, if I don't have to risk my guys, who cares if the poor people die? You know, like that kind of vibe. So, like, the government knew they were doing this, but they weren't really, like, going out of their way to stop them from doing it because it served them. He's a dude who's a guy is a pretty good explanation. Yeah, do you all know what I mean, though? Like, when I say that? I feel like you're all like, yeah, okay. Ah, the privateering solution. Why go hang the pirates when you can hire the pirates? Exactly. But then when war broke out, all of a sudden the government cared that all these guys had illegal drug to mech enhancements. And basically they're like, you either join the war effort as soldiers, or we arrest you and throw you in jail and you never come out ever again. So that's how they ended up in the war. Because they didn't have a choice. And then, yeah, so a lot of the story is... The story starts off before the war. But a lot of the story is them trying to survive the war. In a situation that really isn't really, like, built for them to survive, kind of thing. But basically, Max has led Skiff... the unit now, because they did keep the unit together because they're already functioning. So like the Drogtamic conscripts were made into like quote unquote elite units, and they were kept together because they already worked well together, and it didn't make sense to retrain a bunch of people to stick them, you know, in a group when they already had functioning groups. So they kept the groups together, so skiffs stayed together, and then they were so good at their job that they ended up climbing ranks and making a name for themselves. But a lot of that was due to Max's leadership. So when I say he's just a dude that's a guy, that's what I mean. He's a dude that's a guy that kept him and his friends alive long enough to gain some kind of notoriety in a war that they were forced to be into. Just guy things. There is but one choice, which is the same as having no choice. Elite meaning they cost more to field, not elite meaning high level of training, I would assume. They're surely very plucky. Yes, they are elite in the sense that they have a very specific job. The enemy forces are pulling monsters out of their own coil and fitting them with like equipment and stuff, pretty much like rebreathers, so that the coil monsters can live outside of the coil, and then they're using them as really dumb tanks essentially. So these Drogtamic units are then used to fight the monsters. Friggin' lasers. Yeah, so essentially they're pulling coil monsters out and now they're fighting them outside of the coil. Freaking laser beams. I like how you both the minds, they meld. The devil's choice. You technically have a choice, but one of the choices is something you really don't want. Yep. So that was kind of their situation. They didn't really get like a choice. So Max is one of those people that like takes the shit given to them and somehow tries his best to make a good out of it. Another thing with Max is that his dad died in a factory accident when he was 12. So he had to start working because think Victorian era level working conditions. His mom worked to, you know, keep food on the table for him and his two sisters, but then she fell ill from working conditions and was not able to work, so Max had to take over the working responsibilities, which is how he ended up joining gangs, is because it's hard for one 12-year-old to make enough food to feed 4, sometimes 5 people. So that's how he got into gangness. Being a gang leader. All right, we're gonna zoom out and see how this looks. Bink. Oh yeah, that highlight on the buttocks, that helped a lot. Gangness style, yeah, yeah. So that's Max. He's just a dude who's a guy, you know, he's one of those people that keep falling into unfortunate situations, but like does well in them anyway, sort of deals. But like not easily. Like he's fighting tooth and nail. He's a tooth and nail fighter. And then we have let's see, it's hard to be a gangsta. Yeah. And then another one of my characters, I haven't fleshed him out too much. I really should. I want to flesh him out more. We have okay, so all the dudes, let's just list them off. We have Max, and we have Rowan, and we have Raph, and we have Corwin, and we have Theo, and we have Syl. Syl is short for something. Syl is short for... What is Syl short for? Hold on. It's short for something. You're telling me I don't have it written down? I don't have it written down. I have it written down somewhere. Nothing I can find quickly. Silly. Aren't your characters like actually just despicable, but they always do what's best for the group type beat? I thought about adding a character like that. I always kind of... That trope is really hard to write well. Because, like, if you're a really bad character with a bunch of good people, like, quote-unquote, like, better people, it causes a lot of issues just by default. Like, why would people hang out with you if you're a shitty person? Even if you do help out, like, if you do it in a shitty way, like, eventually people are gonna not want to be involved. You know what I mean? I like characters like that, but they're not easy to write. I don't even know if that's like a morally complex thing. That's like a, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I still need to add one more layer of shadows because her leg area is not popping. It's not popping. I think I'm gonna do it in blue though instead of the purple. I was just curious. Yeah, it's I've written some characters like that and I just don't like them with the group. I have like bad characters that are not good people. But like Skiff's supposed to be like the group that people can relate to, kind of. Like Skiff still does like morally questionable things, but they're also in like a war zone, you know what I mean? It's not just like, you know, or like they were gang members, you know, so they were like doing stuff that like wasn't necessarily always 100% morally correct, but they were doing it because they needed to eat, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like they're like, ha, I love blasting people's faces in for the money, you know what I mean? Morally gray characters doing bad things for the good to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of that trope. That's been like a trope for like 20 years now, and I feel like every bad guy is that guy. Well, everyone can relate to their shithead cousin or brother who always causes problems, but they're still your brother. Yeah, but like nobody likes them. You know what I mean? Like, they're still your brother. That's why they're around, not because you want them around. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that though there aren't good characters like that. I just don't know how to write that in a way that doesn't make me want to kill the character myself. No, it doesn't always work that way. Yeah, I don't know. I have well, okay. I have a character that's... He's not in Skiff. He's another character. Sometimes you still like them plenty, you just wish they'd stop causing problems. Yeah. I like having a truly evil bad guy like Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon. You really know he's the bad guy. I have a character who, he's kind of like the spineless bad guy though. But not like, he doesn't want to be spineless, but that's just how he is. And he's trying to deal what he thinks is right with the cards he is dealt, but it's never really good, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Like, there's characters that like him. Yeah, I guess the character I'm thinking, I can't pronounce his name, and I know that sounds really stupid, but it's it's really stupid. Don't I call him Dom because it's short for his full name. Domitier, because it's like Frenchish. Domitier, is that Domitier Strivis? Yeah. I call him Dom. I think he'd be the closest one to that. Because he is legitimately trying to do the right thing, quote unquote, but he just isn't. He's just warped. But not in like a cruel way, like he just doesn't know, like he was handed too much too soon with like no training or no warning kind of thing. Like he should have gotten. I don't know if any of that made sense. I feel like it might have, but I don't know for sure. Oh my god, I can't draw a straight line to save my life. Ah. There. I did not digit. I thought I diged it. It's okay. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Hello, Parker Adams. Welcome to the stream. Parker 22. Okay, I will call you Parker 22. Alright, and then we want this to kind of pick. There we go. Alright, let's zoom out a little. Now we're gonna add a little bit, as I say, as I lasso the whole thing. There. Boom. All right, let's zoom out. And we'll put this on. Bink. I should just, yeah. See, that looks better because we're handling some darker areas. We just needed some more shadows, more prominent shadows. Actually, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna bink. We're gonna bink. We're gonna bink. Bink, 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 bink. There we go. Fix that hair. There's some like other mess up over here somewhere with the hair. With the hair. Fix. Good night, Parker. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, that's all the dudes. That's all the dudes. They have I think my favorite personality right now, I really like Raph. He's very excitable. He handles explosives. That's his big thing. When he was in charge of breaching the coil to get in illegally. That was his job back in the day. So now he breaches other things. But he's very much an excitable person who likes to joke a lot and have lots of fun. And then Syl is the older brother of Luz, who her whole name is Lucia. I Everyone calls her Luz for short. Luz is the youngest member of Skiff. At 16 at the beginning. So she's very younger sister coded, very quiet, timid, not very good at her job, but she had Droctomech implants because her and Syl didn't have much choice, and she wanted to take some of the strain off of Syl. So she got implants, and then she got conscripted, so there wasn't... she couldn't say no! So that's how she ended up someone who isn't really an experienced fighter or have any kind of wartime experience being in a war. So, let's see. We should make her eyes pretty, I think. Let's do it this way. Let's see, how do we do this? We add highlights. Let's do it this way. You simply add the highlights. You can simply make everything look prettier by adding more colors to it, I think. That's how they do it, right? That's how professionals do it. And then we're gonna blend it. We're gonna blend it. Ah. Let's zoom out. Let's see our eyes look before and after. They look a little bit more alive. She's kind of got that, she had that like dead-eyed, dead dull eye thing going on. We should maybe pump up the volume a little bit. Oh yeah, this should be multiply. What if we, but then like lower? Actually, this looks better as normal, I'm gonna be honest. What if we added another add glow layer to be insane? And then we just kinda booped. Boop. I'm just trying to make her eyes look a little more punchy. Like there's a little bit more to them. We're gonna blend it out a lot though. A little more poppy doppy, you know what I'm saying? And then trying to get not quite a glow. I don't want her eyes to glow. She's not a vampire. She's not. I swear to you guys, she's not a vampire. Definitely. This is not like a, what's that? What was that one anime where they released vampires into Vietnam? Blood Plus. It's not like Blood Plus. Bod Pass. We're going to add the red here more. Or was it Blood Sea? Blood Sea, I think. Blood Plus was like the anime that followed afterwards. But yeah, I think Blood Sea was actually like them in Vietnam. Chiropteran. Why can I remember that? That's weird. I think you really nailed it at giving her the red eye. Thank you. She just absorbs stuff and has power. But yeah, we don't talk about how. Well, I don't want to give away plot, but at the same time, I don't know when this is going to get written. So like, I feel like you guys could all just forget it before that part, right? Do you guys want me to reveal a relatively medium-sized plot loop? I feel like... Oh, okay, it's on that layer. Either way, I didn't watch them because the clips I saw were too uncomfy. I watched it in high school. They were... it got intense sometimes. Blood Sea especially. Holy crap, dude. Okay, now this feels like it's too much. We should add, though, some actual highlights. Some actual highlights. We're gonna go me. Nope, it's gotta be over the top. So you can conquer it all. Get to the top so you can conquer it all. She got shiny. She's not dead. She's very much alive. Very much alive. I'll do like a slightly larger one. There. And then we'll do, I'll be lazy. Allow me to be lazy for a second here. And we'll do one of these numbers. Okay, it's definitely darker than that, but okay. And then we just make it really skinny. There. Shiny eyes. Bloodseed did irreparable damage to my psyche in high school. Yeah, it was like, oh my god. I was like, wow. I'm traumatized. Wow, that made her shiny eyes made a big difference. She's so much cuter. Oh no. She's so... Oh no. Wait, watch. Watch, you guys ready? War criminal, waifu. War criminal, waifu. War criminal, wait. War criminal, waifu. War criminal, waifu. Did I make them too shiny, do you think? Maybe I made them too shiny. Hold on, let's get rid of one. I don't approve of all of the shine. This is too much. Here, we'll get rid of that one. That's better. Yeah, that's better. That's a good amount of shiny. Moist. She's not crying. She knows you fell down. Okay, she's aware, but she's not crying over you. She wouldn't do that. She's a war criminal. That would be silly. That would be silly. She's not sad that you fell down, guys. She's confused. Why would someone do such a silly thing? Don't think about it too hard. Get to the top and conquer it all. Oh my god, this pencil. What is going on? I'm using my normal pencil. Why is it so fuzzy? This is super subtle, and I don't know if anyone's even gonna ever notice it, but here we are. Okay, I'm using my brush. I don't care. It's not working for some reason. Because we're so zoomed in. It feels like it's got like this weird fuzzy layer. But you know what's there, it's true. In front of her, yeah, dude, you're like talking to a war criminal and you tripped and fell. What kind of dweeb are you guys? Holy crap. Get your shit together, guys. What are you doing? Why does everything feel super fuzzy? Is it because I'm so zoomed in? I feel like that really made her eyelashes pop. Ah, that was a little less subtle than I thought it would be. Guys, what? Okay. If you could have one line, a one-liner to pick up a war criminal, what would it be? You had one chance, one opportunity. You have to lose yourself in the music the moment you want it to get that war criminal. What would it be? Layers, is that on this layer? Oh, it is on this layer. You gotta play it very cool, you know? You gotta be cool. Be very cool. She's ice cream war criminal, as we all know. Ah! Alright, let's zoom out. Dang, girl. Oh no, her eyelashes look way bigger than I wanted. I was just trying to make them look a little darker. They look fat now. Hold on, we gotta reduce the fatness. Fatness Everdeen over here. Bitch is too big. Too big. There we go. Hit her with the... Yeah? Do you think it would work? Honestly, it might work. If we're being honest. Wait. Okay, never mind. Okay. I thought I was like getting really... I'm like, why is this so fun? And then I was like, I think... Hold on a second. Okay. I was like, bro, if this has low resolution, I'm gonna cry. We're good. I thought I was gonna have a crash out because I thought my resolution was low. But luckily it's not. All right, let's do some blending here. Get that thigh squish. Big old thigh squish moment. Yeah. Yes. Have you ever been arrested before? Yes. Yeah. Yes. How can that being cute can't be this legal, but what for? Aggravated assault. Oh my god. Erase it right here. Da, 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 da. All right. All right. I have to do her hair yet. I haven't rendered her hair at all, but whoop. That needs to get toned down. That's a little aggressive. I feel like it should be darker. Okay, hold on. I keep doing multiply because it's like the one, but I feel like it should be color burn, linear burn. That looks good, right? You get the vibe across. I just died in your arms tonight. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna render her hair. What? I was gonna just like throw up stars in the background. Do you think do you think that's enough? To just throw up some stars in the background? Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's silly. Her gloves are pretty much black, so there's no point in trying to like shade them more. Ah, my back. Okay. Alright, let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. Would stars be distracting? I feel like, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wondering that too. We can try it. But I feel like it needs something. I just don't know. Maybe the moon? The moon? Let's try stars, because that's easy to do. That's not hard. Okay, they don't need to be that big. They also don't need to be that small. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, maybe not. Okay, hold on. Like, it's nothing crazy. I think it pushes the whole nighttime thing. You know what I mean? I just realized I pretty much did the exact same thing for poppies. We'll do some like greeny-ish ones. You know, ooh, it'll be like that Milky Way! Milky Way! Okay, honestly though, I kind of like that. Unironically. And then watch, we'll do this. And then we'll do, hold on. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then we're gonna blur it a lot more. And then it'd be like, beep. I don't know, I kind of like that now. Do you guys? I feel like if we just add some more blue and then be like, make some parts a little thicker. Is this working? Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of like it. I feel like this piece needs something else though. I just don't know what. Well, let's render her hair. We can't do anything before we render her hair. We're getting into that part in the art where like we start where we start like what's the word? Like adding 1,000 effects. All right, okay. I'm trying to remember. I had like a way of doing this. Blur to OP it is, really. Right, hold on, I gotta open. I'm gonna close this for a second and then I'll bring it back because I gotta open something to use as a reference. Real quick. I don't want to accidentally blop it up on screen. Where is it? Ooh, there it is. Because I'm having a brain fart. That would be terrible. Yeah, that'd be awful. Hold on, I'm having... Oh yeah, I think... Okay, I'm trying to remember. I followed that one tutorial. Maybe I should find the tutorial again. Alright. So, okay. Alright. Basically, what you do is you do one of these numbers. Wait, what? Why is nothing happening? Oh, because it's the stars. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay. I knew that. Alright. Alright. So basically, you do one of these. Oh, you guys can't see. Oh my god. Alright, there you go. You guys do one of these numbers. Like this. And you do one of these numbers. Nope, one of these numbers. One of these numbers. Jesus. I can do this, I swear to God. One of these numbers. And then I'm going to erase this because this shouldn't be here. There is a cleaner way to do this and I'm not doing it. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. We're messing up here. I should do this on a completely different layer. That would be really smart. So I don't accidentally erase blending that I was supposed to be doing. Okay, what are we doing? And then it would be down here as well. Oh man, not having the liner is biting me in the butt. That's okay, we will survive. There. And then we'll do a little here. And get rid of it on the face. And then we do this. I don't know why I'm doing it on add glow layer, but here we are. We draw Hyundai. Hyundai is everywhere, chat. Draw some weird ones. Do some weird ones. Oh, I messed up. Hold on. No, it's fine. We can fix it. We can fix this. Do more Hyundai. And then and then we do a little bit of this. We do a little bit of this. Jeez. A little bit of this number. And then once again, I'll race around the face. Got them shiny ears. Yeah, you ever have that when your ears get like horrendously shiny? It's crazy. And then you're gonna blend. Oh, that's not the button. And then you're gonna blend out the Hyundai, right? Gotta blend your Hyundais out there, you know what I'm saying? Blend them out a little bit. Go back up, back, and then back. And then you need a brush, and then you can, that's not a brush. You're gonna draw some down, pull it down a little bit, if it makes sense, you know, kind of shape it a little bit. Shape it, if you will. Remember that the light's supposed to be at our back, so the light probably wouldn't wrap around this far. Remember your light source, probably. Perhaps we have to remember our light source. Perhaps we could try that for once. Perhaps. Maybe she's standing in front of a shiny puddle. Yeah, it's you. You're the shiny puddle. Why are you so shiny? And we're gonna blend again. And that was way too far. We're gonna fix that. Because, yeah? No, I need your reasons now. It's a little suspicious. A little suspicious. And then we're gonna remember that it's behind her. Remember that's behind her. So we're not gonna have such an intense highlight. But then we will have a highlight over here because it is behind her. And then I'm gonna manually do these highlights. Manually. Not that the other ones weren't really manual, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. My God, you guys. It's like you don't know what I mean. I gotta make sure her hair looks white. Because Gamma, because why? Why are you a puddle? What did you do? What happened? I wear my sunglasses at night. Feels like classic deflection to me. It feels very deflection-y. All right, now we're gonna hit him with a. No, it's reflection. True. You got me there. You got me there. Okay. Then we're gonna zoom out. And we're gonna turn it way down because that's really bright. See, ta-da! Now our hair feels shiny, but not like freakishly shiny. Not like weird shiny. Not like 12 gallons of grease in your hair shiny, you know? Alright, but But now we do need to add some shading. Shading in the hair. Which, with the braid, is a little wonky donkey. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the purple. I don't like the purple. It's gonna make her hair look purple. What if I do this? That's better. It's too purple. It was gonna make her hair look purple. This is pretty brain off time. Trying to, you just, it's one of those things then where you have to, you know, just figure out what's, remember your light source is a big one. Have to head off now. Bye bye, Neko. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, thank you. And then you just, you know, make the hair. I do like using Aglow for highlights because when you like blend it, it does have this like aura effect that I really like. You don't really see it when you put it in low opacity, but like I know it's there and I like that. You know, like I know it's there. And that's important to me. That I know it's there. You guys might not, but I do. Hello, Caboose. Sorry, I saw the daily egg. Thank you for the daily egg, Caboose. And the shitbird. Not trying to, if you're lurking, I'm not trying to call you out. I'm sorry. Caboose, should I ask you the question I asked everyone else? Well, there's two questions. I'll let you pick. Do you want question A or question B? That'll be a better way. Question Z. That wasn't an option. It was A or B. Not an option. All right, now we're gonna... Fine, A. Okay. What do you think, if you had to pick, what do you think her favorite color would be? That was a safer question, by the way. That was a much safer question. You got the good one. Pink? Either red or black, I think. See, I was leaning red too. Although, sorry, that's the second pink I've gotten. Ammonia said magenta earlier. Which, you know, is still a pink. I would say it's a pink. It's a brand of pink. It's a pink brand. I feel like this hair is falling apart. I feel like this is not going the way I want it to. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard. Maybe we should zoom out. Maybe that's my problem. Silence brand, she's optic blast. My brand. I was telling everyone earlier, I was thinking either like red or white, but I kind of like pink now. Pink's an interesting choice for her. She's got a very subdued type personality. No? Are you okay? It's a mixture of white. No, it is. Oh no, you're right. It reminds me nothing of The Hunt. Pink is a mix of white and red. You're right. You're right. Hyundai will lead the way to rendering hair. Always Hyundai. All right, let's zoom out. I'm not super confident on this hair. I mean, it's not good. It's not good. What the heck? Alright. Is FOP still going, or did a Butch Hartman go through with his Jesus Cartoon streaming service? What is FOP? What? Maybe we'll just try to stick with the simple shapes instead of trying to add, like, all the hair. Oh, Fairly Odd Parents? They, like, remade it. There's, like, it's their kid or something. And Wanda and Cosmo are old, I think. I like, and Timmy's grown up all the way. If I remember correctly. It's like a remake, like a cringy remake. Cringy Zoomer remake. It's not even Zoomers anymore. It's Gen Alpha, I guess. Zoomers are in the workforce. Ew, yeah. Ew is right. Let's try that. Let's see if that looks better. Treating it like a big old shape instead of like a bunch of little strands might look better. Alright, let's zoom out. Alright, that feels better. Not perfect, but better. I want to do the fun stuff, damn it. I want to add all the effects. I don't know what effects I would add, honestly, but I'll just make you guys pick. That's why you're here, so I don't have to think. We'll make you guys pick. Michael Caine shares his talent with the world under the star sign of Pisces. Wow, that's so great. Thank you, Cookbutt. I'm so glad we got to learn that piece of information. That's so good. That's great. Alright. Yeah, I think this is gonna look better. Pisces gang. Yeah, Pisces gang. We're coming up here. Alright. Okay. Okay. I didn't render her skin at all. Okay, that looks a lot better. That braid looks so much better now. Alright, let's do her skin real quick. Where is that? What layer is that? Oh, you know what? I didn't do any shading on, like, her actual bangs. This is where her hair splits. All right, skin. What layer is that on? Please and thank you. Oh yeah, it's a normal layer. It's this one, I think. So we're gonna do a blur here. We're gonna do a blur here and here. And then not a super dark blur. She doesn't have a lot of skin showing. So there's not a lot to shade with the skin. Okay. I need your votes. We won't do a poll, but do we... Okay. We have some options. We can do... I feel like it needs something. So what I'm thinking is we can do something like this. Since so many people seem to really love Elise here, we can do something like this. My thoughts. You guys let me know how you feel about it. Hold on, let me find it. here, we can do a little bit of, we can do a little bit of this. Maybe a little, like, some kiss, kiss, love, love, you know, ooh, kind of thing. And then we can add some, what else we got going on here? We can add some, why is this like this? We can add some pretty flowers. Yeah. And then we can add, you know, some petals. You know, and then we can even add, some, we'll add some sparkles. What? You guys like that? How's that? Is that good? Are you guys feeling that? Are we feeling this, gang? Why is the art trying to seduce us? It's a wow! That wow sound effect from anime. Wow! Yes. or we can go a different direction. Hold on. We'll do something like this. Hold on. We'll do something like this. I went the wrong way. I think I have to go the other way. I think I have to go the other way. I do have to go the other way. Give me a second. There we go. That's better. No. That's not better. That's not better. That's not better. I'm trying to delete the layer, not duplicate it. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. Looks like one of those funeral pictures someone made on a website because they don't know photo. Oh my god. I should make it into an animated GIF where it's like the sparkles. All right, here. We're trying to make it look scary. There we go. That's okay. Right? And then we'll add a little, you know, a little, that kind of situation, you know, and then we'll also add, like, some of this. I don't know, guys. I don't know if your thoughts on this one is really the right one. Let me see. Let me find the one I'm looking for. Here, this. You know, I think we should do like this. Something like this. Underneath, right? Or like above. Below? Yeah. And then do like... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, how about that? Is that better? Is that better? It looks like the world's on fire and she's come to murder you. Is that better? Okay, do you guys like option A or option B? Option A or option B? Maybe less saturation on the red, he says. Option A or option B? Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I can't turn them all off. B? You guys like B better? What the? Something's wrong with y'all. This is way better. This is clearly better. Okay, for real though, we gotta figure out what's going on. We gotta figure out how to... It needs something. It needs something. What if we do this though? Like, what if we do like this? And then... Sometimes I just sit here and I go through these. Like, we're watching all the warmth, but it feels more night. Does this feel more nighttime? More nighttime? Oh, I really like that. But it washes it out, unfortunately. Waiting for a winter night vibe. A lot of the story does take place in winter, but not tonight. Not tonight. We're not going for a winter night vibe. I don't know what vibe I'm going for is the problem. What if we do this one instead? Clip Studio Paint has some like built-in gradients. You can add more. I don't feel like it. Let me turn this one off. I feel like this should be opposite. What if we do this one? And then do this. I just feel like it needs some like you know, it needs That's kind of nice, but it's very because it's glow dodge. I don't know. What do you guys think? It kind of pumps it up a little bit. It kind of pumps it up a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it still needs something. I just don't know what. You know what we can do? I'm going to try one thing. Unfortunately, I can't throw it up on the screen, but I can... well, maybe I can. I don't know. No, I don't feel like swapping it. Basically, I'm just going to throw it into Photoshop. File... exports. What? What do you mean it already exists? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna open up Photoshop. We're gonna run it through some Photoshop filters. This is why I can't get rid of Photoshop yet, despite me never using Photoshop for drawing. Because their filters they have are they're too good. They're too good. And Clip Studio Paint is just not there yet. It's just not there. All right, hold on. We'll do some leveling. We'll do some hue and saturation, which Clip Studio does have. This looks like too saturated. This looks too saturated. I just feel like it needs something, you know? Like, I don't think it's a bad piece right now. I don't think the contrast is bad or anything like that. I don't know. It just feels like... it feels like something's missing. Like, it's not done yet, and I don't know... I don't know what it is, you know? Alright, here, we're gonna dump it back into a clip here. It's gonna look exactly the same. Oh, it looks a little different. I don't... A second... You know what it needs? You know what it needs? It needs a second... I know what it needs. Okay. We need to do a full-on... We need a second... light source. That's what we need. Not one that's like intense or crazy, but we need a second light source. Let's see. Why are you doing this? Okay. Just to make her pop a little bit more. From her rear end, more or less. I don't know if blue's gonna be... I don't know. Well, the whole... It's POV. POV, you fell over a crate, right? I'm trying to think. It's gonna come from this way, but I want to kind of like light up her face a bit more. I don't know if blue's gonna be the game. What color? 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 Let's try purple. Purple works. Something a little warmer. I think that helps. Okay. Okay, we're cooking. Chat, we're cooking. Chat, we're cooking. We're cooking. We're gonna... Alright, we're gonna... What am I doing here? We're gonna highlight this area more. And then we're gonna bring this back down a little bit. Oh. I don't want it to look like her face is like some weird round, like I guess like faces are weird round shapes, but all right, I think that's better. As you may drop your flashlight off the right. Well, they'd have lanterns. I think adding some warm light would be good though. I think you're right. What if we did this? This is the, you know? Because I have to make her chest, well... I'm trying to think of how to do it without having to redo all my shadows. Okay, wait. Because I want her face to pop, and I want the booty can pop. Trying to think of like what it would all need to separate. What would all... Maybe the fingies? I think that's better. That feels good. Right? I feel like that's a lot better than what we had. Because we had... So before we had this. And now we're at this. Does it feel like her face is a little too highlighted now, though? Like, it looks like her face is glowing. A little bit. Face card is giving. Booty is popping. 10 out of 10. We'll let her commit work. Alright. Let me think. Alright, it's this. It's this. It's this. Oh, no, not what I want. We're just gonna bring it down a tad. And then... And then maybe like a little bit on her chin. Okay, wait, hold on. Then like some right here. All right, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. Is everything popping out? I think we should do... It's hard because I'm looking at it on like 3 different monitors right now because the one that I use for streaming is has eye saver on it, so the colors are different. There. Yes! Yes! I think that's good, guys. I think that's good. We're so... And then... Yeah! Yes! Oh, I think she's good. I think she's good, dude. Oh. Alright, why don't we sign it? Yeah? Should we sign it? We'll sign it in magenta because we've established that that's her favorite color. It's a Valentine's Day, yeah. Oh. We'll drop it on to Booty. There we go. Is it too... Do you think it's too saturated? Followed by the pig pools. Big poo smudge. Yeah, heck yeah. I'm gonna send this to the peanut gallery and see if I get torn apart. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, guys. I think, well, at that point, I'm getting eepy. And, hold on. We might be able to do something, guys. We might be able to do something. Oh, yes. Okay. So not only am I eepy, we're done with Elise, war crime criminal. We can raid Dan. We can actually raid someone else for once. So what we're gonna do is I am gonna set up the raid. I'm very excited. You guys have no idea. I don't really get to raid many people except for like Kiwi. Raid. We get to raid Den. Chaotic Tavern. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. I will see you guys next time, which is Thursday. We will be playing Hightail. Very excited for that. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.